young lives taken as gunfire erupts at a child's birthday party in Stockton.
My son was the perfect kid, man.
Parents pleading for answers and justice.
Your loved ones matter. Their stories matter. The pain you carry matters.
The concerns being raised by community activists and the response from the mayor. 2 refineries closing in California, why Congressman Vince Vaughn says it's putting our military at risk. Key healthcare funding running out. The impact to Californians if no action is taken by the end of the year.
Thank you for joining us for California Politics 360. I'm Ashley Zavala. It's been a week since 4 people were killed and 13 others were injured at a mass shooting at a child's birthday party in Stockton. Those lost, Maya Lupian was a 3rd grader and loved to dance and sing. Journey Guerrero was also a 3rd grader and loved to tell her family what she learned every day. Amari Peterson was 14 and played football and basketball. And Susana Archuleta was 21 years old. His family was told one of the last things he did was protect children and his girlfriend when the shooting started. As families and friends begin to mourn the young lives lost, community activists tell us the city is scared right now, fearful there could be more violence.
This is gang gun violence, and this is violence that my office will not stand for, and our office is going to work tirelessly to hold those responsible fully accountable.
I spoke with Stockton's Mayor Cristina Fugazi earlier this week. Here's part of our conversation. Stockton's Mayor Cristina Fugazi joins me now. Mayor Fugazi, thank you so much for making time for us.
Thank you for the invitation.
It's been a week since this mass shooting. Just to get us started, what's been going through your mind?
You know, a lot of questioning, a lot of sadness, but on the flip side, a lot of opportunity, a lot of unity, a lot of hope for change so that we don't have to experience anything like this again.
Yeah, I mean, we've heard from community activists who have said they are scared right now. You and the district attorney have said that this is likely gang related, but the sheriff has not. We also have not gotten any kind of suspect information, like a description, possible number of suspects. What can you tell us, if anything, about that part of the investigation?
Well, Sheriff Withrow is an amazing law enforcement officer in our community. I have 100% confidence in him and his team of investigators that they are going to find this suspect, apprehend them, bring them to justice, and then our DA will make sure that hopefully they never see the light of day outside of a prison cell.
You said suspects or suspect. Do you know that it's just one person, or?
At this point, we don't know. I have left that up to the sheriff to determine that number. I just know that my community is asking me for answers, and because this was literally like 300 feet away from city limits, it is in the sheriff's jurisdiction, and the sheriff answers to the county board of supervisors. But when people see it Stockton, they call on the mayor. They want the mayor to provide answers. And until such time, I do not want to compromise any investigation. I've had a number of people provide me with tips, sent me messages, and I always put them in contact with the sheriff's department.
Yeah, I mean, with fears of retaliation and more violence, I wonder if you have considered declaring a state of emergency, at least in your city, which could open up more resources, more policies, just a quicker response to maybe some of the concerns that the community has.
You know, that is something that I considered in speaking with the chief, but I've been on a hard ask. I have spoken to the contacts I have in the federal government. I've spoken to my contacts in the state government. And what I'm hoping for is that we all are able to come together with a plan not only for today, but into the future.
You mentioned your contacts with the state government. I know Governor Gavin Newsom has said that he did reach out to you. You did speak. What did that conversation entail, and have you heard from him directly since?
So Governor Newsom called me that Saturday evening, expressed his condolences, and asked how he could help. I proceeded to give him a list of things that I thought that he could help us with. And from there, it was, well, you know, somebody will be in, you know, hopefully in touch with us. But for the time being, you know, we needed to do what we could to figure out exactly what happened. I'm happy to say that his chief of staff will be coming down to Stockton today with the team in order to really address the things that I have requested, as well as Josh Friday, who is the chief director of service and community engagement, was in Stockton yesterday talking about some of the things that I've asked for in terms of our youth. And when I say youth, I'm talking upwards of age of 24, because we have to reach these young people before they decide to go down the wrong path.
Did the governor ever talk about him physically coming there? Did he offer that? Did he tell you he was leaving the state?
We didn't have that conversation, and I will tell you, when I was on the phone with him Saturday night, I didn't make that request. I was asking for funding and services and very direct collaboration.
What was your reaction, though, when you heard the governor was leaving the state during this time for you?
For my community, it's been a little tough. You know, they want to know. You know, we are the 10th largest city in California, and we often feel like we are left behind. You know, people drive through Stockton, they fly over Stockton. We want to make sure that we have representation here in Stockton as well. And I know the governor has been down here a number of times. I know he had a close relationship with our prior mayor. I'm here to have a close relationship with whoever sits in that seat because, like I said, my community, not only do they deserve it, they demand it.
My full interview with Stockton Mayor Christina Fugazi is on CalPolitics360.com. Earlier this week, I spoke with some candidates running for governor about the shooting and what needs to be done. You can watch my conversations right now on CalPolitics360.com. Next on California Politics 360, 2 refineries ending operations in the state, the impact, and what Republican Congressman Vince Fong is calling for to change.
A double chicken burrito bowl? That's just a good investment. High return on flavor, no risk of sadness. New street corn and queso crunch double chicken burrito bowls. It's Chickenomics, baby. Let's get loco. El Pollo Loco.
If you've been injured in a car accident, call Berg Injury Lawyers now. 1-800-400-BERG.
With their no-fee guarantee, if you don't win, you pay nothing. It's that simple.
Helping injured people is what they do. So let them help you. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain.
I'm William Berg. We've been helping accident victims get more for over 35 years. Let my firm fight for you.
Car accident? Get Berg. Berg Injury Lawyers. 1-800-400-BERG.
If your hair could talk, it would probably say, "Thanks for saving time on a haircut at Great Clips." You checked in on the app, and boom, fresh fade accomplished. The only question now is where to go show it off. Take it from your hair. Take yourself to Great Clips.
In Los Lunas, most people were employed by a farm or a railroad. I needed to support my family and leave home to find work. Missing moments I can't get back. Then Meta came to Los Lunas.
Thanks, Dad.
And brought new jobs. And now, I don't worry about missing out much anymore.
With the Planet Fitness Black Card, you can bring a friend anytime and so much more when you join today. Get all the perks with the PF Black Card for $1 down and $24.99 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal ends Friday, December 5th.
For the acute treatment of migraine with or without aura in adults, Nurtec ODT can provide relief in 2 hours, which can last up to 2 days. Don't take if allergic to Nurtec ODT. Allergic reactions can occur even days after use. Get help right away for trouble breathing, rash, swelling of face, mouth, tongue, or throat. High blood pressure and Raynaud's syndrome can occur. Get help for high blood pressure, numbness, coolness, pain, or color changes in fingers and toes. Common side effect is nausea. Ask your doctor about Nurtec ODT.
The new Fam Feast has 8 pieces of chicken. Flipping 8 sideways, you get infinity. We didn't think about that when we boxed up 8 pieces of chicken, 3 large sides, and 4 churros. Or did we? The new Fam Feast. Let's get loco. El Pollo Loco.
2 refineries in California are winding down their operations. Phillips 66 in Los Angeles County is set to shut down completely in a few weeks, and Valero in the Bay Area will stop operations in April. Republican Congressman Vince Fong, who represents parts of the Central Valley, including Bakersfield, joins us now on California Politics 360. Congressman Fong, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. Good to see you, Ashley.
So, Congressman Fong, you recently warned in an op-ed about how California's loss of oil supply in the new year is a national security risk. What did you mean by that?
Well, I mean, we have an energy crisis in our state. We've known that for a while. When I served in the state legislature, the affordability crisis, one of the biggest frustrations was the price of gasoline and electricity. And now, as we were moving forward, the states of Arizona and Nevada are very concerned about their gasoline supply. If refineries begin to close, we're going to lose 20% of our refining capacity pretty much overnight. And now, with this new report coming out from the University of Southern California in partnership with Assemblymember Stan Ellis, we now are looking at a national security crisis. The jet fuel, the diesel, the gasoline that powers our military is created and formulated by our refineries. You look at the refinery in Valero, they are one of the major jet fuel providers to a lot of the military installations in Northern California. So now we are compounding everything, well, not only domestically in California, but now globally, if our military readiness is now going to be put in jeopardy because of these short-sighted policies, not only coming from the Newsom administration, but in the past from the Biden administration.
And in addition to that, for the last few months, we've been hearing warnings about the San Pablo Bay pipeline shutting down, which I understand carries fuel from the Central Valley to the Bay Area. I mean, what are you hearing with that?
Well, to your viewers, I mean, the way that energy is produced in California is a 3-legged stool. We need domestic production. If we don't get domestic production, then that oil and gasoline is imported from foreign countries. And then, of course, that oil has to, at least that is produced in California, has to get to the refineries somewhere. And the pipeline infrastructure in our state is critical. There is a major pipeline that goes from the Central Valley in Kern County that provides the oil to the Bay Area. That is the San Pablo pipeline right now. It is in jeopardy of closing. Right now, there is no gasoline or no oil to make gasoline that is flowing through it. And so it is in jeopardy of closing. The PUC is, of course, taking some emergency action to try to keep it afloat, but you can't do that month after month. You need volume certainty. So there has to be a minimum flow of oil that you can put into the pipeline to keep it functional. If that pipeline closes, then how is our refineries going to get the oil that is produced domestically? It can't, and so that has to be shipped to our ports and imported from overseas. Imagine these reserves that are right now off the coast of California. Those reserves could come to California right now, but if not, then that oil will get sent to South Korea, will be sent to India to be refined as a gasoline. And if California is facing a gasoline shortage, which unfortunately is on the horizon next year and the years coming forward, then California is going to buy back its own reserves at a higher cost, and every single Californian is going to pay more in gasoline, and that is unacceptable.
Really quick, my final one for you, Congressman Fong. California lawmakers and the governor this year did pass legislation to allow for more oil drilling near your district, in your district. I mean, was that not enough?
Well, it's not enough. I mean, look, I appreciate the acknowledgement of the importance of Kern County. We are the energy production capital of California. We produce 70% of the state's oil and gas. But look at the numbers. Every single day in California, we use 1.4 to 1.8 million barrels of oil. And so California produces 400,000 of that, 70% of it from the Central Valley. So we import the rest. We import that oil from Iraq, from Brazil, from other countries around the world. And so if we're going to stabilize the energy market in California, we have to begin to produce even more. To cap the permits at 2,000 permits a year, we should do that tenfold. We should be allowing production in the Central Valley. We should be allowing production in Southern California. We should bring the oil that is in storage right now offshore, bring that into California. That would be 400,000 barrels of oil that we should allow them to produce the 50,000 to 100,000 barrels a day that they could bring into our market. That would stabilize the production in our state. That would stabilize our pipeline infrastructure. That would give volume certainty to our refineries. But if we don't do that, if Gavin Newsom won't look in the mirror and undo the damage that is being done, then we are looking at a looming and growing energy crisis. We're going to do our part on the federal government. We're focused on energy dominance and undoing the restrictions that President Biden put in place. But we need a partnership. We need the federal government and the state government to begin to recognize the fact that we need more production. We need to stabilize our markets. I mean, just look at the gas prices right now. In California, you pay $4.60 right now a gallon. The national average right now is $3. So that difference, the affordability crisis, rests right now at the doorstep of Governor Newsom, and we have to fix that.
All right, Congressman Fong, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for having me.
The clock is running out for Congress to take action on key health care funding. Next, I sit down with the executive director of Covered California. Key healthcare funding is running out. Enhanced Affordable Care Act subsidies are set to expire at the end of the month if no action is taken by Congress. That means Californians could see higher premiums. Covered California Executive Director Jessica Altman joins me now. Jessica, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So are you all at a standstill right now as you wait for Congress to figure this out?
You know, we don't really have the privilege of being at a standstill because we are in open enrollment. So we are in the time of year when Californians who come to Covered California for their coverage are looking to renew their plan or shop for a new one, and anyone who needs insurance is able to come in, see their options, and hopefully enroll in coverage. It's very unfortunate that we're in this moment of uncertainty where we don't know whether Congress will extend these enhanced tax credits or they are in fact expiring at the end of the year, and we'll see that impact to affordability and coverage.
Do you have a sense of how many Californians could be impacted?
So we cover just under 2 million Californians at this moment in time. We've covered over 6 million since we opened our doors. We expect as many as 400,000 of our current enrollees may choose to go without coverage or try to find another place to get their coverage if these enhanced tax credits do expire. So it's a big impact.
Do you have any recommendations for those who could be impacted if nothing happens?
If nothing happens, now is a moment for Californians on Covered California or looking at Covered California to be empowered with information. This is a very complicated change, and everyone's situation around affordability and how much tax credit are they eligible for, will it be less, will they still be eligible at all, is different. We have sent you, if you're enrolled, information about your situation. You can log on right now and enter basic information and see what prices are. Many of our enrollees do have plans available to them that are less expensive than the one they are enrolled in now. So knowing your circumstance, being willing to shop, know that California is doing what we can and are mitigating some of the loss of federal funding, though certainly not all of it or even most of it. We're here to help you as best we can in this moment.
All right, Jessica Altman with Covered California, thank you so much for your insight.
Thank you for having me.
All right, well, it's been 84 years since the attack on Pearl Harbor. 8 battleships hit, including the USS California, the piece of the warship that stands in Sacramento. Today marks 84 years since the attack on Pearl Harbor. More than 2,000 service members were killed. Lisa Gonzalez tells us the history of one of the battleships hit in the attack.
This is the bell of the USS California, one of 8 battleships hit in the attack on Pearl Harbor. On December 7th, 1941, the USS California was badly damaged by 2 aerial torpedoes and a bomb. During the attacks, 104 crew members were killed. The Navy says the battleship slowly sank to the bottom of the harbor over the course of the next few days. Crews refloated the battleship a few months after the attack, and in October of 1942, the USS California left Pearl Harbor. It was sent to Washington for repairs, and in early 1944, the ship was back in service. The Navy says the USS California would provide gunfire support in a handful of invasions until the end of World War II. In December of 1945, the battleship was deemed inactive before being formally decommissioned 14 months later. The USS California was sold for scraps in July of 1959, but a decade earlier, the battleship's bell was donated to the people of California. And this bell stands here today at the California Capitol Park, not far from the Rose Garden. And joining us is Kyle Day from the California State Parks. This is amazing that this is here, that anyone can come and see it and even touch it. I asked permission first. What does it mean to have something like this here?
Well, every ship has a soul, and the soul of the ship is its crew. And the crew come and go throughout time, commanding officers change, but the ship's bell is always with the ship, and that is a living memorial to the crew. So it's very important that we have it here. It's a great honor. Thousands of sailors and Marines served on board the California in her 25-year service history, and it is a great privilege that she stands here as a memorial to all those who served our country on the California and for those who gave the ultimate sacrifice.
But what would you hope the younger generations learn if they see this bell here in Capitol Park?
That they learn to study history and that they learn from history.
All right, and it's just right here at Capitol Park. Anyone can come see it. It is free to come see, and it's not far from the Rose Garden. Kyle Day, thank you so much for joining us. That's all from Capitol Park. Back to you, Ashley.
All right, thanks, Lisa. Thank you for joining us for this week's California Politics 360. See you next Sunday.